admire that gorgeous start to the day out at Daytona Beach.
No, and that is the thing. Even though we're talking about the storm and we know the impacts are going to be coming later, still appreciate the fact that it's a beautiful start to the day, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like, it's always around Labor Day. These storms always want to come and just kind of ruin those holiday plans, right, guys?
Well, Labor Day is close to September 10th, which is the
Yeah.
statistical peak of hurricane season. So we always just need to be aware, like you said, it's a beautiful start, but for some, maybe enjoying still a holiday if they're in town visiting. Today, what they need to know is that things are looking good. It's actually not until really tonight and tomorrow morning that things really ramp up.
Right. So, like, for example, kids have school today. At least, my kids are in Seminole County schools. We're fine. Okay. I mean, I spoke to the superintendent this morning. She's concerned, but wanting to make sure that they're doing all the right steps. And I know for a fact every other superintendent is watching with the utmost safety of students and buses all taken care of. Today's going to be fine. It's late tonight into tomorrow morning, Kellyanne, that the storm approaches Florida and our impacts are felt.
Yeah, so as that storm approaches Florida, outer rain bands get closer, which means some squally weather definitely possible. And we're seeing some of those outer rain bands already work towards southwest Florida, whereas the core of the storm is just now beginning to clear Cuba, working into the Gulf of Mexico and racing to the north at about 14 miles per hour. Winds right now sustained in that core right around 75 miles per hour, where the pressure is now down to 981 millibars. Here's that latest track from the National Hurricane Center. Still expected to strengthen to a Category 3 hurricane by Wednesday morning with winds of 120 miles per hour. And this is how it will make landfall as a major hurricane, Category 3, along the Big Bend area of Florida. So the cone is shrinking. When the cone shrinks, that means our confidence of exactly where the storm and the center of circulation is headed, our confidence is growing within that. Now, Marion County, you're not included on the edge of this cone, but we're still going to be watching those impacts, and really not just for Marion County. It's going to be for all of Central Florida. Right now, hurricane hunters have just flown through that outer rain band that's approaching southwest Florida, and they are actually finding tropical storm force winds within that. So as that lifts north, we may get some gustier winds going throughout the evening hours. That's going to be the squall line, the outer rain bands moving in. It's not until later on this evening that the core of the storm moves in. So what we're looking at this morning as Idalia moves into the Gulf, intensification continues. This evening, the squalls will arrive. Severe weather threat really begins to ramp up, and then by Wednesday morning, that's when the storm will make landfall. Wind's biggest concern, flooding, tornadoes, that's actually going to be on the medium end. Beach erosion low. We're actually going to have the winds offshore. So they're offshore winds compared to when Nicole, they were onshore winds. So beach erosion going to be on the low end, really just going to be concerned about wind as well as flooding and the threat of tornadoes. Tornadoes going to be one of the biggest things for Central Florida. We are talking several tornado warned storms over the course of about 24 to 36 hours. And to talk a little bit more about the timing of when at least the first round of squally weather moves in is meteorologist Eric Burris.
All right, so let's do this, Kellyanne. Let's take our in-house computer forecast model and let's just run it starting at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And I'm only picking that time frame because up to now, there's nothing going on. It's just turning breezier and breezier. But from 2 to about 5, 6, we watch that first squall, that first feeder band work through. And that's going to be our first opportunity to see a little bit of rotation, some tropical storm force wind gusts, and torrential tropical downpours. Then after that, we kind of reset things, and then another little band will come through around midnight. And then by about 3, 4 in the morning, we'll start to watch I-75 for those bands of rain to move through, and each one progressively kind of getting stronger and stronger, bringing those winds to 50, 60, even with higher gusts around, depending on the actual location of landfall. But by 1 p.m., the storm should be north of us, and we're just kind of getting back-end squalls, eventually clearing out little bit by little bit through the afternoon. So in terms of the overall impact, we're expecting some major impacts right through that landfall spot. And Flagler County, Northern Lake County, Sumter, and Marion, you're expecting to see those strong tropical storm force to hurricane force conditions. And that said, it reflects in our kind of power outage index. Most likely the power outages will be widespread in a region from Tallahassee to Jacksonville back over to Gainesville. Could see some power outages in our northern spots, and it's possible in an isolated variety through the metro area. And that just has a direct correlation with the winds. Major hurricane winds in purple here, the Big Bend, we've been able to kind of close in the gap here and fine tune this. Hurricane force winds anticipated to be western Marion County and even approaching Sumter at times potentially, but strong tropical storm force to hurricane force winds for Sumter, Marion County, and the rest of us are tropical storm force winds. But again, don't underplay that. You're talking winds running 39 to upwards of about 60, 70 miles an hour. You could have some damage and certainly some tree limbs down from that, okay? Okay, outside this morning, we looked at Claire's live shot. I had to dial up the Daytona Tower cam. Look at that shot. It is, I mean, it doesn't get prettier than that. But what do they say? Pink sky at morning, sailor take warning, right? We've got a hurricane on the horizon. Here's a look at first warning live Doppler radar at this hour. It's all about a squeeze play. Front to the north, Hurricane Idalia working toward it, and then basically they're going to come together, and we just have to fine-tune the trajectory of this landfall. And that's what we're doing today as we see how quickly the hurricane intensifies. So today, it's basically a dinner time squall that'll move through, and then for tomorrow, the hurricane pushes through. Thursday, Friday, into the weekend, we are looking much, much better, but I do want to let you know, whatever is left of Idalia, once it moves off the coast of the Carolinas, will loop back around, and long-range models are saying it may come back to Central Florida next week. For now, we're just going to enjoy what we got for this weekend. Stay with us.